Okie dokie. So here I've got the Commodore Maxi and my terrible freaking camera work. Alright, so we're going to turn that into this at the back. Alright, I've unscrewed it already. So there's the original 64 stuff, C64. And that is what we've modded in there. That is the Raspberry Pi. And I'm using a Pi 3 for this. So, to show you how the wiring goes. So, what you'll have is the main 64 board there. The 64 board. And you'll see a bunch of plugs coming off these headers here. So, basically, rip out these plugs if you're never going to use them again. And clip them. So, here's the board coming from the power button, which we'll use, and the USB headers. So what you do is, and the keyboard and the power LED over here. So basically, you cut the keyboard and power connectors. We'll start with somewhere in the middle, and you cut up a USB plug. Like from an old phone charger or something you're not going to use again. Cut that up and strip the wires back a bit. And you'll see there's colors. You've got a standard USB colors here. You've got black, green, white, and red. So take these wires, strip them back. Take your USB wires, strip them back. You'll also have red, white, green, black. All right, and then you just you can thread them together like that, braid them, or you can solder them up if you want. Doesn't really matter, just as long as they're insulated and not touching. So you braid one, wrap it with a little bit of electrical tape, and braid the next one, wrap it with a little electrical tape, and then at the end you'll have a big old wad of electrical tape shielding the entire thing, and the keyboard will be wired to this USB, and that will go into the Pi, like that. So it's just color to color. And the same with the USB hub down here. We take an old USB cable we're not using, chop him in half, strip the wires back. We chop the header in half, strip those wires back. I just braid them together because I'm lazy today. Yeah, that's it. Green to green, white to white, red to red, black to black, all good. And tape it all up, make sure those wires aren't touching each other, tape them up good, and then plug it in. There you go, color to color. For the power LED, I've gone really lazy, and when I was doing the keyboard, I run the positive wire into the red wire of the keyboard, and the negative wire to the black wire of the keyboard. This is important. The LED, the black wire is actually the positive. So you need to, if you're doing it the ghetto way like I've done, you'll need to wire the black. I am very sorry, I'm not used to this crap. You'll need to wire the black LED to the red keyboard when you're braiding them all together. So I basically braided the black and red, the black power LED, to the red keyboard wire, and I braided them together, and then I braided it all to the red USB wire. And the same with the red power LED. I've braided it to the black USB keyboard wire. Braid those two together, so the red power LED to the black USB. Braid those together and braid them to the black big old USB-A. Alright, and so when you power on the system, you'll get power to that LED. Alright, yeah, I don't know if everybody's will be wired positive to black. I don't know. But I checked it with a multimeter and it works. So, I did the smoke test. Alright, and the next thing is the power button. Now, power button's a bit different. Alright, so BM64 doesn't support a GPIO hard reset or soft reset, and that's cool. You don't really need it, and you definitely don't need the power button since you just unplug it. There's no need, there's no shutdown function needed with BM64. You just turn it off at the power point, yank the plug, do whatever you want. It's not going to hurt your Pi. It's not going to corrupt your SD card. So what I have done, and this is completely optional, and if you're not cool with doing GPIO stuff, don't do it. Do not do it. You don't want to do it wrong. You don't want to wire things up wrong. All right. So these two wires here, the black and the red, coming off the USB header on the side. Red is positive, black is ground. I've extended the wires. I got some 7 amp wire here. You can use whatever you got handy. Braided it up as usual. I'll get to soldering it one day, I'm sure. All the way over to here. Now for terminals, you can see I've, you might be able to see very poorly. About to yank this out and undo this tape here. Alrighty, so you can see a bit better. Alright, so here is, my god, my camera work. Okay, there is a terminal. Now I just pulled that out of these, the white headers from there that I wasn't using, these white bits where the wires go in. Yank the wires out of the ones you're not using, one of these ones. Yank the wires out of the white plastic bit, and you'll see some metal on the end of them. Grab that metal in the middle with a pair of pliers and pull the wire off the metal, and you will have yourself a spare terminal. And then you extend your wires out here, and push some wire into the end. Oh, you can't really see that very good. Push some wire into a bit of that metal, and on the other end plugs in there, sort of like a tube. So crimp it down good. I put some insulation there because, you know, makes it a bit easier to grip. So I pushed the wire in, crimped it, and the other end of the terminal is the pluggy bit that goes onto the pin. And the pins that we're using to do the GPIO, the power button, that will we map to the damn heat sinks. We're going to map it to the menu button. Pin GPIO pin 16, which is the third pin on the top from the right. The third, 1, 2, 3. That one is positive. And then a ground pin. And if you look up a GPIO pin out, you just look for a ground pin. I believe the last pin on the bottom is a ground pin. Double check that. Anyway, yeah. So that's how you rig everything up. Don't do the GPIO unless you really want to. All right, and then we'll go to the next bit, which is the software, which is the easiest bit. You'll need a SD card. Yeah, I'm using an 8 gig. That's enough. 16 is probably even better if you try and get a full set of Commodore 64 stuff on there. If you want, you grab a Dremel. There we go. And drill that out. I got some help with that. And I've used spacers, just these metal spacers here, to help mount it. I've used some hot glue just to keep it steady, but it's not going to hold. I got to screw it in. I need some screws. All right. So yeah, next part is the software, and yeah, let's go plug it in. Alrighty, so next part of the video is the software, which is really simple. So basically you grab a SD card, any size. I've used 8 gig, and then you format that to FAT32. Alright. And you plug it in, use an adapter or whatever, get that plugged into your computer, and go to this website, which is the BMC64 website. I'll throw up a link if I remember. I'm a damn idiot, I probably won't remember. Alright, so it brings you up to this page here, and we go down to releases, and we want 3.3 files. Alright, so we grab that, and I will save that to this is my desktop because I'm lazy. Alright, and we'll need one other thing from this first page, and that is the fixes. There's been some fixes. So right to the top of the page, this one right here. Grab replacement kernels here, fixes 3.3. You will want to download each of these 3 files here. Bump, bump, bump. Alright, so then we can close our browser. Alright, so we've got, there we go, 3 files here. We've got the 3 fixes, and we've got the main files that we downloaded, BMC64 3.3. We'll unzip that to a folder, and there it is there. Ta-da! Alright, all good. So we want to take those 3 fixes that we downloaded and copy them or move them, doesn't matter. Copy them over into the main directory here and overwrite the 3 files that it's and there we go, all done. All right, and then we select all of that and we copy that to the SD card. Just dump that in the root file and the root directory of the SD card. Remember, it's got to be FAT32 though. All right, and then eject it after it's all copied and whack it in the Pi. There's a folder for your disks already set up there. C64 disks go there, and there's one for your carts, and there's a folder for your tapes. All right, but yes, so that's all done, and we'll close that and eject your SD card, chuck it in the Pi, and then we'll move on to plugging it in. Alright, so you got the SD card in, you got your crap on it. There is ye old CRT. We could use a HDMI, but I figured I'd do the old school thing. Alright, there's the clicky stick. Everything's plugged in the side, so we've got the clicky stick in there and my you know, regular backup stick. Alright, now I've left the HDMI in there because I haven't mounted the Pi in there properly. So I just leave these plugged in. There's the composite out, running up to the TV, and there's the power connector. So we'll put the heat to the meat. All right, plugged in, and power light on. Yeah, ha, and we're all good. So, because we used the GPIO pin 16 to route the power button here, quickly, it now toggles the menu. If you haven't done that, and you've got no other way to bring the menu up when you first set this up, hold down Control, and hit F7. And that'll also toggle the menu, and you can use your cursor keys and return to set up your joysticks. And you select your gamepad there. Great quality video this is going to be. And over here you can test your inputs to find out which button's which when you go to map them. Pretty good. All right. So we've got the bottom buttons on here, 2, 3, 4, mapped to 0, 1, 2, and 3. So Control F7 to quit that, go back in, and then you can configure your gamepad and set up toggles on 0, 1, 2, 3. I've set mine up to do warp, status toggle, menu, and menu back. And I've set the fire button and the space bar, all that, all done. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else you should be able to figure out yourself. If you get any problems with the video, if you get a blank screen, nothing shows up on your HDMI, you put a bad video mode in, hold Control on F7 for like ages. They say 5 seconds, so like 5 Mississippis. And that should restore it to like a default setting. You change your machine here, switch machine, And there you can change your modes, HDMI, composite modes, NTSC, PAL, blah blah blah. There's your 128 modes there. All those start. You can load cartridges and save them by default, so you can have your action replay going constantly. I've got a bunch of nonsense there. I'll load up a cartridge. Whoops. Oh, good one. Yeah. There we go. And that's it. Done. So there we've got yeah, BMC64 running in a D64 case, in the Maxi case, with the keyboard working, the ports are working, everything's working, the audio's working, which is nice too. All right. Yeah, good luck. Don't mess with the GPIO pins. If you don't know what you're doing, you will kill something. You won't kill yourself, you'll kill something else, but you'll be pissed. All right.